I'm Lizzy.
And I'm Izzy, and we need help.
Each week we stumble through a new book, method, or concept that brings us one step closer to being our best self.
Yes, we make fun of ourselves.
And others.
But mostly just ourselves. So here's to not taking self-help quite so seriously.
Welcome to We Need Help. I'm Lizzy.
And I'm Izzy, and we need yoga retreats, baby.
We need yoga, for sure. Hi, how are you? I missed you.
I missed you too. I'm doing really, really well. I just came back from a 10-day yoga retreat with also nonviolent communication and then aspects of how to rest. So it was like
in Montenegro.
In Montenegro. Right? And to be fair, like I'm sure there's like tons of listeners who are like, oh, biatch, but like I haven't gone on a proper vacation in I think years, because we were building a house and just all caught up in that.
COVID happened.
COVID, house building. I haven't had a proper vacation in a long time, so this was it. So it was amazing.
Okay, for those of us who are stupid, where is Montenegro?
So there's this area called the Balkans. So if you Google it, so like Serbia, Croatia, that sort of area. There's the Adriatic Sea, and that's that surrounding area. So it's really, really gorgeous. Yeah.
It really does sound like you're like describing a Star Trek episode to me. It's words that I've never heard before.
It sounds like, for me, Montenegro sounds like sexy. It sounds like one of those places that you like should get passports for to be doing illegal stuff. Like,
oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like people get there, yeah.
It sounds sexy, and like you would maybe have like some sort of like affair there, like that you wouldn't talk to anybody about, like ever, like just we'll always have Montenegro.
We'll always have Montenegro, yeah. So yeah, so it was good. It was really good. I'm really glad I did it, and it was exactly what I needed. So yeah.
I like that you had to justify. Well, I've never actually had a real vacation in years. I'm like,
I've never gone on vacation.
What's happening right now?
Period. Yeah. Why do I have to justify it?
You should be on vacation whenever the fuck you want.
Exactly. And Montenegro is the place. I didn't realize it was so gorgeous. I didn't realize it was like an hour and a half flight from Warsaw, direct flight. And there's mountains, and there's sea, and there's good food, and there's like it's an interesting place because it's a little bit messy, which I like. I don't like places that are too like, I like a little dirty, like a little, guy smoking, and he just unwraps a cigarette pack and throws the wrapper out the window.
Yeah, it's grit. You like grit.
I like a little grit, and
I love
grit. It has a little grit. So you can relax when there's grit. If some place is too fancy, you're like, oh, yeah.
The people around grit are like, it's like if you go to LA, there's a lot of like seediness, but it's like there's just always something good around the corner, and it's like feels. St. Thomas was the same way. It had grit. Like the spaces between were ugly.
Yeah. We were, my chick and I are like walking down this cliff, like we're walking on the side, and I'm just looking out, and I'm like, it's so beautiful. And he goes like this. And I look down, and there's just a pile of trash.
Yeah.
Diapers and like beer cans. And I was like,
I'm in my heaven.
I was like, that is hilarious. Okay, where's hunger cleanup? Like, come on.
Yeah, seriously. But I mean, I am more comfortable, and I do find the beauty of real life as pretty as I do. Naples is very much a Disneyland feel. So, and I always tell like Scarlett, this shit is not real. Like it's like there's the landscaping is like a lifestyle around here.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel good to me because you know it's a lie.
Yeah.
Whenever
when I was in
there's
Naples, I almost wanted to like knock a garbage can over, like, because I was like,
are you the one who did it?
I'm like,
It's
you're walking
you.
ahead. I'm like, ew.
Public enemy number one in Naples is a
Yeah, I was like, boom, cigarette, just she's smoking.
oh man. Oh, somebody's smoking.
Yeah. Non-filtered.
I've never ever seen a woman in a Lily Pulitzer outfit smoking a cigarette.
That's gonna be me.
And I'm ready to see it.
That's gonna be, I'm gonna wear a Lily Pulitzer outfit and I'm just gonna have a cigarette,
light up.
just fucking yellow fingers and
oh my God. I love it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So tell me tell me what all about this yoga retreat.
Okay.
Who did you go with?
So my very good friend Vesna, who I work with on different like training projects, she is a certified nonviolent communications practitioner.
Expert. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was looking into it. It takes about 3 to 5 years to get fully certified. And she's done it and super proud of her. And so she and her friend Natasha, who practices yoga and is a yoga teacher and instructor, and she's been doing it for years, decided to sort of join forces and organize this trip to a beautiful place where in the morning there's yoga, meditation, walks, which Lizzy, I have learned the way that I like to meditate, and it's by walking. Like, this was amazing. I'll tell you all about it in a second. And then during the day, just free time. So sightseeing, visiting, swimming, like whatever you want to do. It's gorgeous there. There's lots to see, lots to do. And then in the late afternoons, we had these sessions that were about what blocks us from truly resting, what type of rest we need, and kind of plugging into our needs and expressing them in a nonviolent way. So really empathizing with yourself and really figuring out the difference between what I need and and my strategies. It was really, really interesting. So yeah, super, like, learned a lot, and man, it was amazing. Yeah.
That sounds like it didn't suck at all. Just totally. But you're just focusing on yourself the whole time, right?
Kind of. Our typical day was this. So we would wake up at 7:25. We started the day. So wake up super early, which I love. And then we would all go and meet right along the water. And Natasha she studies like Sanskrit. This girl, she went to University of Illinois. She studied theological studies, and she teaches yoga. She knows like Sanskrit. She's like super wise. She's just one of those like wise souls. Yeah. But she has this, but she has this childlike quality. Like, she's constantly giggling. She has this, like,
the Dalai Lama.
Yeah, she's just full of joy and peace at the same time. So it's just like a very great combination. So she would kind of set us up for the day. So she would read something. It was like either a Stoic reading or some Sanskrit, and she would just get us into the day. And then whatever she was reading, she's like, this is what you're going to focus on your meditation walk. And we would walk for a half hour, the whole group, without speaking. And every time our mind would wander, she would say, just refocus on what you're seeing in front of you, the reality. So the plants, the trees, the birds, like, focus on that, the smell, your senses, your body, just be in the moment. And so we would walk for a half hour, just like listening, observing, not speaking. And then we would get to wherever we were walking and sit for about 10 minutes, and just do sort of a silent, then there was like the actual meditation part. And then we would just walk to the place and do yoga outside, like looking at the water. So it was really amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you good at yoga?
Am I good at yoga? That's a good question. And that's an interesting question because she also said like, you don't have to be like just good at yoga. It's just about like trying. So
I think it's like yoga is such a lifestyle. I ran into this lady at the nail salon I asked about the Montenegro thing. And she said, you should teach yoga. That's what she said to me. I don't like, she'd known me for 5 seconds, but maybe it was my nail color. But I said, yeah, I'm like, this is the no chakra. But I think yoga is such a lifestyle that it intimidates people. And by people, I mean me.
Yeah, I had this preconceived notion of yoga people that I just didn't like them, like just annoying. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like yoga people are just annoying. And it's so interesting because they talked about that. Like there's a huge yoga community because there's so many different schools of yoga and there's so many practitioners that are just full of shit. And they don't really care about people and, blah, 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 just like any other school of whatever.
Like there's horse trainers like that.
Right,
there's freaking anybody.
Yeah. There's narcissists everywhere. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she just said it's just really about helping people. And she said the most important thing about yoga, what I got out of it, I don't know if she said this, but this is what I got out of it, is just really connecting with your own body and what your body can do and just really being in the moment and just trying. Right. So that's what I was doing, like connecting with my body, like seeing what it could do, seeing if it could do the stretch, really being in the moment. So, and it just helped me connect with my body so much. Like I couldn't do everything. I'm not flexible at all.
I'm not either.
So there was girls that were like, and I couldn't do it, but I wasn't feeling bad about it. I wasn't comparing myself. I was just really into my own body and what it could do. And it was really nice to stretch and get centered and focus on relaxing certain parts. And my body just felt nice and loose after,
I love that.
After a week of doing it.
I'm going to do more yoga.
Yeah.
Because of this.
Yeah.
It sounds really amazing. So what else? What else were you there with Maciek?
I was there with Maciek. He did not participate in the yoga because he just had a really hard time getting up. And he has also this I don't have any problem sleeping in hotels at all. I don't have problems sleeping. I can go into a new place tomorrow and just sleep just fine.
Me too.
It takes him a few days even to get used to a new place to sleep. And one night there was a party next door, and there was music playing, which didn't bother me either. I just fell asleep, but he couldn't. So he was having like sleep issues. So he didn't want to get up that early, but he did join us for one of the sessions. So that was good. Okay. And he joined all of the nonviolent communication sessions, which were interesting as well.
I think that would be interesting to take with Jason. Did you guys find any places in there that were helpful to you in your own relationship? But you're kind of a nonviolent communication expert anyway.
Oh, I learned that I'm not an expert when I was which is great. Like I was really happy to not be an expert. Like I thought I was really, I thought I had it down, but then I just like learned so much, which I was like very happy about. The nonviolent communication, really, the workshop, I think, was a game changer for us. Like a complete game changer for us. And I'll tell you why. So the first day we had these points of view cards, which I think, there's cards with pictures and words on them. Right. And everybody she laid them all out. And it's different pictures and different words, and sometimes the words don't exactly match the pictures. I don't know if I have, no, I don't have them here, but if you go on our Instagram, I posted a picture of one, so you can.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So she said, pick the card that you're drawn to. So I was kind of going around, and that one just popped right out at me. It was a person walking down the street by themselves with probably about 30 crates on their back, just walking alone with these crates. And the word was load. And I was like, that is me, And so everyone picked their cards. And she said, what is your intention for this week? For this whole trip. And I said right away, my intention is to get rid of these crates, like to unload. Like, I don't want to carry all this shit. Right. So that was my intention. Right.
Okay.
And then we started in on like the practices in the afternoons, and we started just talking about like what our needs are and what are our strategies to meet those needs. Right.
Okay.
Like what you choose as a strategy to meet whatever need. And what I realized is me taking on all those crates. It's not about dumping the crates. It's about, that's my taking on the crates is a strategy to meet some need. And I still don't know what that is, but it got me to be totally open and curious about what that could be for me. Like, I'm not sure what need I'm trying to meet. Probably I want people to like me. I'm not sure exactly. I'm still like exploring that, but it totally.
Do you think that maybe you take on all that load so people think you're important?
Yeah. And that's a need. That's also a need to, have people think you're important. So what this workshop taught me was we all have needs. Are the strategies that we're using consciously or unconsciously to meet those needs working for us? My strategy of taking on all those crates is no longer serving me. So what I have to figure out is how to get that need met, because it still needs to get met with a strategy that's healthier for me.
So what's the plan?
That was really, well, the first thing I thought of when we first started talking, because Maciek and I talked a lot about it, is I do not communicate that I need help. I take on the crate and I just take it on.
We Need Help. That's ironic.
So I'm bringing in a new strategy where now I'm just communicating everything. I'm saying no, and I'm asking for help, which I would be silent, but I would do it. So I would take on the work. I'm just going to do it. It's faster.
It is. I can do it than asking and begging and pleading. And it's like, ugh.
Yeah. So my new strategy is, first of all, not to ask for help, but then I still have to figure out how to get that need met, but maybe in another way that's healthier. So that was super interesting for me to differentiate between a need and a strategy, because people don't know. If I can give you an example that was like really interesting. So this woman started complaining that her husband drives fast. And because we were talking about different conflicts in the house.
Is that a metaphor?
He drives too fast.
He drives, if you know what I'm saying.
30 seconds.
Yeah, it happens, it really does.
We get to that destination a little quicker than expected.
Sometimes we're just there way too early before the party even starts.
Okay. So she was saying he every time we're in the car together, he speeds, and it makes me really nervous and it gets me angry.
Yeah. I'm 12 years old. I can't.
And she likes, when she's in the car, when she's driving, she likes to drive really, really slow. So she's like, there's our conflict. So what was interesting, Vesna said that conflict in relationships isn't about the needs. It's not his need to drive fast. That's his strategy. He's trying to meet some sort of need by driving fast. So we like sat down and she started brainstorming like what could be his need. And maybe he has a need for freedom or a need for control. Like he likes to be in control and going fast. And so those could be his needs. And his strategy to meet those needs is to drive quickly. Her need, because we started exploring, okay, what is your need here? Is not to drive slow. That's her strategy. Her need is to feel safe.
Oh.
So when you start talking to your partner about your needs rather than the strategies, because very often we argue about strategies. Why do you have to drive so fast? Because I like it. Oh, can't you drive slower? It drives me crazy. So you're always arguing on the strategy side.
On the strategy versus the need.
If you get lower, if you go down a little bit and say, okay, what is your need here? Well, I need to feel free. I need to feel in control. And she's like, okay, can we discuss can we find a different strategy for you to still meet that need, but maybe so I feel safe too. So how can both our needs get met here?
Wow.
Game changer, right?
Total
game changer.
So don't argue about the strategy.
Figure out what the
need is.
Need. Yeah.
And then do the how-to on that.
Yeah. Say, okay, your need, what's your need here? You know, and that's been a game changer for me now, because now I'm saying all the conflict in my relationship is about strategy. We have different strategies. And then we started talking about relaxing. And very often Maciek and I have conflicts because I relax. My strategy for relaxing is different than his strategy for relaxing.
Right.
And we both have the same need to relax.
Okay.
But how can we get both our needs met? You know, can we respect each other's strategies? Can we maybe find a strategy that works for both of us at the same time? You know, so this is super interesting. Like you realize you both have a need.
How do you relax?
We had a whole brainstorming session on it. So I have several different ways, and I only thought I had like one way of relaxing, you know, but I have lots of different ways of relaxing. So I really like alone time. I love traveling by myself. I love traveling by train. I discovered that I love painting because I was in Istanbul the week before, and I did a painting session with the women there, and I started painting, and I realized I love painting. Okay. Cooking, I relax by cooking. Me too. Reading, listening to podcasts. So these are just some ways that I relax. Also realize yoga, taking walks, bike riding. These are some ways that I relax, but not like bike riding, but like nice, relaxed, easy. Oh,
you mean you're not like going on a 15-mile cycling? Like,
no. That's not my deal. But Maciek's way to relax is that way. Like he likes really getting sweaty and getting intense and riding the bike. So
what else does he do? Because I'm like, all the things you do for relaxing are the exact same things I do. So I'm like,
yeah.
But now I'm thinking, what does Jason do to relax? He just lays there and watches football.
Laser like a piece of crap.
I actually love when he's watching football and I'm cooking like something delicious for like all day eating that you can get a bowl of like every 2 hours. Yeah. And like that is one of my favorite moments. And like just everybody's having like a Sunday that's I'm doing my cooking. He's watching his football. Scarlett's doing her thing. It's like one of my favorite times.
I love that. Yeah, that's how you relax, and it's important. Yeah. Maciek, he likes to like bike ride. He likes to kind of do intense physical activity, and then he likes to be around people. His brain relaxes more when there's lots of people around. So that's kind of in our strategies to relax are in conflict, right?
Yeah, because that like when I think about that as relaxing, it's like my worst nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he must get energy from people, which is the version of an extrovert that I like the
Yeah.
most. And I like, and you, I think we gain energy from being alone.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So he has ADHD, so his brain, when he's alone, is just like attacking him. So when he's around other people, his brain almost relaxes because it latches on to outside stimuli. So that was very interesting that we, saw each other's sort of needs, and then oh, so we just disagree about the strategy. Like, that's fine. Like, we both have a right to each other's our own strategies. So that really helped.
I love that. That's very eye-opening for me.
Yeah. Is there something that you and Jason have a conflict about? Because I'd love to like explore this.
Oh man.
I know I gotta put you on the spot, but maybe there's something that
let me think. No, let me think. I'd love to have like a sesh real quick with you. Well, okay, so he does not like take me out on dates. I have to plan everything.
Okay.
He's just not romantic in that way. And he just like, I know this is all like violent communication that I'm using.
No.
But like, he just doesn't do it. And I would love to like just not have to plan everything.
Okay. So
I'm trying to use as violent of communication as like possible. No, I'm just saying it how a normal person would say it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he doesn't always see me like and give me like, plan the babysitter, plan the night, he doesn't plan.
Yeah. And you're doing it.
So I do it. Or it doesn't happen.
Yeah. That's your strategy to get your need met. So what is your need here? Do you think? Your need isn't Jason, take care of this, but what is beneath that? Because that's that you would like that to be the strategy for him to plan a couple of those, right?
Yeah, I would like, my need is to feel pursued.
See? That's your need. And so it's like, how can I communicate that? Like, listen, this is a need I need to feel pursued in some way. Right?
Yeah. And appreciated. And I have to like, it's one of those things that in any relationship, I have to feel appreciated and seen.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, talking to him about his need, like maybe him not doing that is one of his strategies to meet some need of his, but who knows what that is? Like, he's not here. So like, I don't want to play a guessing game, but but maybe
let's just pretend like we know him. And but like his need might be that he's, he needs rest. He's tired, or he feels vulnerable, that he's going to do it wrong, or he just doesn't think of it. His need for focusing on work and the things that needs to get done doesn't allot for that.
Yeah. And, and these are different conversations then, like, on this conversation of needs rather than on this conversation of strategies, right? Because we think we don't know the difference very often between a need and a strategy. We think, I need you to take me out to dinner. No, that's your strategy to meet your need, which is to be pursued, appreciated, whatever, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's like, hey, that's a conversation. Like, hey, Jason, I have this need to be pursued, to be desired, right? Like, how can we meet that? What can we do here? Right.
Right.
Yeah. And that changes communication, especially in couples.
Well, and you really, I think and we have been doing it quite a bit lately. And, the thing that becomes vulnerable is once you really say what you need, then the willingness issue comes in, and it's scary.
Yeah.
It's like, it's scary to say, I need to be desired. And then if he doesn't choose to do or help me with that, then it becomes a willingness issue that you really have to deal with.
Then I think what the issue then becomes, like, I have this need, how can it get met? You know, and then
Right.
you just come,
Or-
you're like, yeah, or not.
But if it doesn't feel like a priority, then that feels scary,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know? And then you're like, then you're all of a sudden in scarcity mode and you're fighting for it. Where it's so much easier just to dodge a dinner than
Yeah.
to dodge, you know, a whole, like, dodge desiring your wife. It feels better to think he's dodging a dinner.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not saying that that's what it is,
Yeah.
but like, you know, it's just like, it can
Yeah.
feel so scary.
Yeah. Yeah, it is scary. And then I think another thing is to really, I found it really hard to figure out what my actual needs are. You know,
Yeah.
because people are always on the level of strategy. And so I'm going to post to our Instagram a list of what needs are, because I didn't know. I was like, you know, and I would say, well, I need this. And they're like, oh, that's a strategy. I need him to do this. They're like, that's a strategy. They're like, you need to be cared for, or you need somebody to take care of, you know, those are other, you know, you got to get
to feel safe. You need to feel secure. You need
Right.
to feel desired. You need to
Right.
feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really interesting, just to sit with yourself. And what you said about violent communication or anger, that's all good, because anger is good. It shows you that there's a need not being met. So
Yeah.
for me, anger is like a sign, like, there's something going on with me. What of my needs is not getting met right now? You know, or in my case with the exhaustion, is this strategy working to meet my need? No, I need to come up with a new strategy to meet that need. So it's super
Right.
interesting. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I
I would
love it.
love to do a retreat like this next year. It was all in Polish, so I would love to do it in English and get like a group
Oh,
of
yeah.
women, go to Montenegro or wherever, and just do
We were
this. 'cause
talking
it's-
about with Candace getting
Yeah.
something involved, the breathing expert. Like, I would love to get like this, Candace.
we could do it all.
We could do it all together and everybody could come and it would just be like magical.
I think so. I think so.
All right, well, let's start manifesting that. And
Love it.
guess what next week is going to be?
Oh, I'm really excited about this one. Tell me.
It's we need homeschooling. It's
do.
all about why Jason and I homeschool Scarlett.
I can't wait. Are you guys
Because-
both going to be on, or just you?
We're both going to be on. Yeah, he's going to be on. And it's because from a father's point of view and a mother's point of view, it's different. And it's, you know, I mean, that's the number one question I get is like, how do you do this? Or why do you do it? Or the classic, I could never do it.
Yeah.
And it's almost like there's a lot there to unpack. So we are doing a whole episode on it. And I'm very excited about it because
I can't wait to hear about it.
I think we all need help with what's going on in the systems right now.
Yeah.
So,
oh, I cannot
Yeah.
wait for that. So I love you.
I love you. This was so good. I'm so glad you had such an amazing experience with Vesna and Natasha.
Yeah.
I will post their Instagrams. And I really can't wait to meet them.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I was thinking of you the whole time I was there. I'm like, we have to get, and I was thinking of Candace too. Like if those three souls came together, I think some magic would happen. So, all right.
I
Well,
love it.
I love you, and see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Thanks for joining us this week on We Need Help, the podcast, the duct tape of self-help.
Please visit our website, weneedhelpthepodcast.com, where you can find links to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, and all the others, so you'll never miss a show.
You'll also find links to the books we've reviewed and our amazing store.
If you enjoy this podcast, go right now, because if you're anything like us, you'll never do it later. Like and share our page and episodes on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or just tell a friend about the show. That would help us out too.
Also, feel free to let us know what you need help with, and we'll try to cover it in a future episode. You can also find us on Instagram at weneedhelp_the podcast.
Thank you for listening.